Back. Fulton County District Attorney Fani Willis is doubling down on her push to have all co-defendants in the election interference RICO case appear in court together. Willis listed her reasoning for wanting a group trial in a new court filing, including security issues and an unnecessary strain on judicial resources if the case separated into multiple trials. She also stressed that with a connected RICO charge, the cases would, quote, share the same evidence and witnesses. This comes after a hearing last week where Fulton County Judge Scott McAfee was skeptical of the possibility of keeping so many witnesses together in one trial. The judge said he would rule on scheduling a speedy trial for 2 defendants by tomorrow, which could shed light on the likelihood of keeping all the cases together. Meanwhile, turning back to our top story now, Senate Majority Whip Dick Durbin reacted to House Speaker Kevin McCarthy's decision to launch an impeachment inquiry into President Biden.
Here's the bottom line. The majority and the Republicans in the House of Representatives are out of control. That's it, bottom line. This is just a diversion on the part of McCarthy. He cannot govern. He cannot get his majority in the House of Representatives to do the basics to keep the government's lights on. And so he's decided for a diversion. Let's talk about something else that they might agree on, an impeachment.
Joining us now, national political correspondent for Axios, Alex Thompson. Alex, good to see you this morning. So let's talk about the reactions from both sides of the aisle, starting with the Democrats. So let's go there. Behind closed doors, is there a sense from Democrats that this impeachment inquiry, as painful as it potentially could be in the process, might actually help them next year, bolstering both President Biden's chances of re-election, but also the Dems' chances of regaining control of Congress?
Absolutely. I mean, I think there is still an outside possibility that you could even see Nancy Pelosi, make a comeback bid if they do retake the House. And I think there is this thought that this could be a sort of 1998 situation in which the American public said that the Republican House at that time, when they were impeaching President Clinton, are really, in some ways are overstepping, and that they are not focused on what the American people really care about. You have to remember that the president and the White House's entire messaging about all of this has been about the Republican Party in general has been MAGA extremists, and sometimes the most extreme thing that you could possibly do is do an impeachment. And so, in some ways, I think some Democrats optimistically think that that nothing will come in terms of this impeachment inquiry, in terms of damning evidence against the president, and as a result, this could rebound to their political benefit.
Yeah, and certainly there are Republicans who have that concern as well, including particularly those who won in districts that President Biden has also won, those more moderate-ish Republicans. When you speak to them, what's their level of concern that this could really blow up in their faces?
Well, this is one of the reasons that Kevin McCarthy reversed and flip-flopped and decided not to hold an actual impeachment inquiry vote. This would have set up first of all, it's not clear that he has those votes, and it also would put these Biden district Republicans that you're talking about in a jam where they would have to be voting on an issue they're sort of in trouble either way. If they don't vote for the inquiry, President Trump has threatened primary challenges, and if they do vote for the inquiry, then they could also be facing trouble in the general election.
So, Alex, you've also got some new reporting out this morning on a couple of past statements made by President Biden that Republicans are honing in on, and they're going to try to use for their inquiry. Tell us about that.
Yeah, absolutely. In the final weeks of the presidential election in 2020, President Biden said at that second presidential debate that that his son Hunter never took money from China, and he also said that his campaign also said that he never met with one of Hunter's business associates. Now, in sworn testimony over the last month, both Hunter and his business partner Devon Archer have contradicted those statements. Now, we should emphasize that not telling the truth or conflicting statements during a presidential campaign has never been an impeachable offense, given that it would probably mean impeaching every single president in American history. But the fact is that Kevin McCarthy really has honed in, and he said yesterday that President Biden lied to the American people. But this, of course, is a risk, because if they don't find more than just that President Biden's blanket denials were not exactly true, then this could lead to this potential backlash that we discussed. So it is sort of a risky bet on behalf of the Republicans. But I must say, say, the White House has not really given much clarification about why these conflicting accounts, and I expect they're going to have to at some point.
Yeah, now Archer did say that Hunter and the president didn't, the now president didn't discuss business at the time. But talk to us, the Hunter Biden part of this is something that the White House is going to navigate. Alex, give us a quick sense as they prepare to defend themselves against this inquiry, what sort of coordination is there going to be between the West Wing and Hunter Biden's legal team?
I mean, this is a great question because the thing is that the coordination between Hunter Biden's legal team and the White House broke down last December when Hunter Biden essentially pushed out the lawyer that the White House had brought in to assist him, and he brought in his own lawyer, Abbe Lowell. Now, Hunter was always a little bit more of the pugnacious of President Biden's sons, and he is eager for a fight, which is why you bring in a lawyer like Abbe Lowell. The White House has been much more on the side of let's not engage in the Hunter stuff. Let's only keep the focus on President Biden, and we're confident he did nothing wrong. I think this is a dynamic that's going to be a bit fraught in the coming months.
And let's just underscore, there has yet to be any evidence provided of any wrongdoing by President Biden, and fears from both sides of the aisle that this process is cheapening impeachment itself, which is supposed to be just rare and for grave circumstances.